Hey everyone, welcome to the Flying Fluffy Hockey live stream of Panthers versus Canadiens, round 4. Seeing if the Panthers know how to actually beat this team. How is everybody doing? So Vitek Vanacek is going to be in nets tonight. How is everybody doing? So let's find out where we are right now. Of course, the Leafs currently lead the Atlantic with 94 points, and the Lightning are now in second place because they have 2 more regulation wins than us. So the Canadiens still control that second wildcard spot because they have a game in hand on the Rangers. Blue Jackets are just 2 points behind both the Rangers and Canadiens and have at least 1 game in hand on both. The Red Wings and Islanders are at just 3 points behind the Canadiens, and the only team they have a game in hand on is the Rangers. Hot Dog says, "Hi Kyle, I'm at the game for spring break." Hello, how you doing? Hello Austin, hello Cade, how you doing? Hello, your local Panthers fan. So this is the start of our final multi-game road trip of the season. I believe that's what the broadcast just said. So your local Panthers fan says, if we win tonight and Columbus loses, we clinch a playoff spot. Hey, that'd be nice. So I'll be right back, folks. I need to ask Jaws about something. What'd you say? Yeah, right now I have it on the TV. Also, ESPN. Yeah, it's on ESPN. Also, the other stream is not working. This message came up again.
Just close it out, John.
All right.
I can't continue to try to do that. He's got the bot. He's got it set to. All right, so you got it on the Wi-Fi right now, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to put it on the wired, and if we start having problems, I'll just Put it on the laptop. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, P.S. Okay.
All right.
Because I figured nobody would believe me that it wasn't April Fool's.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Kansas City Chiefs fan says, "Hey guys from Launceston, Tasmania, still unwell. Damn. Sorry to hear you're not feeling good." Hello, Mercs fan. How you doing? It's your birthday today. Happy birthday,
Hey,
Mercs fan.
birthday.
Hmm. Bolvar says, now is the fourth time the charm are we in for more disappointment that we can use to fire at Ekblad.
Yeah.
A Mercs fan says, thank you guys. I'm well today. I've had a great day. Now let's get a Panthers win for once. All right, the game is about to start. So I get one of the easiest. This is one of the easiest occasions of editing a banner because I just have to.
Yeah.
So Vitek Vanacek gets the start.
All right, let's see how this monstrosity goes.
Sam Montembeau gets the start for Montreal.
Of course he does.
Colin says, Swaggy or Sturm goal, please.
Anybody, right? And we're already. You get one chance, TV.
Let's see. So puck is sent down. Immediately we've iced the puck.
Yeah.
Cade says, Mikola goal would be super ironic, just saying.
Yeah, I agree. Let me turn up just a touch.
Reinhardt with the puck. He dumps in. Barkov working for that puck along with Reinhardt. Canadiens get the easy clear. Barkov with that. What kind of pass was that? Metallic says, remember when we beat these guys like 9-5?
Right.
I missed that.
Right?
Bolvar says, come on, Panthers, let's get a win today and help Columbus get into the playoffs so Steve can have bubble PTSD. Shot blocked. Oh yeah, Mikola's on the ice and they're booing him because this game is in Montreal. Your local Panthers fan says, Vanacek versus Montembeau. We are doomed.
Yeah, right.
Henri says it's April now, cats. Time to show up and play hockey. Samoskevich sent it wide.
Oh boy, here we go. All right.
Shot blocked. Bjornfoot with the puck. He does not get the clear. Vanacek makes a save. Dana says hello. Hello.
Hey, Dana.
Jake says people already acting all doom and gloom reminds me of football fans. Vanacek makes a save. Marchand with an extra shove.
Let's start with Florida Panthers. This replay sponsored by local Toyota dealers. Panthers good rush. There's the drop pass. Samoskevich cutting in. Better shooting.
Samoskevich, couldn't you have made a more accurate shot there, buddy?
We're going to start bitching about Samoskevich now?
No, I was just reacting to what they showed on the TV.
I know.
Austin thinks the Thunder will win the NBA championship and that the Stars win the Stanley Cup. Now with Peter DeBoer there, not.
Come on, Lundell. Right there. Oh,
man. Luosterainen was right there. One Walden crazy guy says people who rag on Ekblad don't realize how valuable he is until he's gone.
Yeah.
Boquist took a hit. Montembeault makes a save.
There they go.
I was wondering if Mikkola was going to have a fight with someone off the face-off because the Colin says Okposo scores. April Fools. Bolvar says, bro, with Montreal, can you stop playing the Panthers? Bro, what the hell, Montreal? Can you stop playing the Panthers like you did against Vegas in the playoffs, in the bubble playoffs? Goat Slayer says, hello. We're going to get this one tonight. I feel it in my bones. Derek also says hello.
I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toe. Oh, shit. What's that?
That's Sturm. That's not good. You got to be kidding.
Those are the worst when you just do not see the other player on the ice. The Panthers trying to come back.
Shit.
On the back check, and Greer and Sturm, and Sturm's going to go. He's going to go right off the ice.
So what happened here? Oh, damn. Greer,
that's great.
Greer takes out Sturm with friendly fire. Good God.
Shit. Well, I guess no six are playoff foresee. There goes the depth.
Sturm immediately was favoring his head after that. Are you kidding me? Bolvar asks, is Greer a secret agent? So now we probably won't have Sturm for the rest of this game, and who knows how long. So many injuries.
Yep, and that's one of the new guys. That sucks.
Reinhardt takes a shot. Puck out of play. Colin says hopefully it's just getting his bell run.
Usually that's a concussion, though. These days, that's a week.
Hello, Timmy. 16:15 to go in the first.
2 assists the other day for the captain.
And now he'll come in the face-off circle.
Zach Dalby's phone rings.
No, that'd be sort of now.
Right, but quickly skipped away. Good stick there by Carrier to break it up. Suzuki to the
He
line.
looked good when he was up.
Leaves it for Matheson. Sweeping in. Sends it right.
Wow. For
Hagey's
Hagee on the
do
move.
it? Oh,
Hagee.
jeez.
You've got to be kidding me, man.
Come on, dude.
Icing call on Montreal.
Yeah, that's where the Panthers did. That's Suzuki.
At least Montreal iced the puck, but come on.
If the Panthers get control and get that puck up the ice as quick as they can. Good pressure there by Jones. There's the shot from Matheson, and from a bad angle. And then the
Just
Panthers-
what the hell is wrong with Verhaeghe?
I mean, all you got to do is corral the puck, man.
That puck or drain it to a streaking Barkov.
Somebody get that man and kidnap him and keep him away from his woman.
Shot blocked. Balinskis knocked down.
Matheson's on him and he knocks it free.
Jake says it's called a slump.
It's a long ass slump.
Metallic says, why is Swaggy still on the first line?
Well, he's not going to be moving anybody now tonight with Sturm out.
Bjornfoot gets tied up with his opponent. Wow. Dude, well, this is going swimmingly.
He looked terrible.
We look like a team whose bodies keep dropping like flies. Well, that's just a great deflection, but who? That's Balinskis right next to the dude. So you have to assume it's his fault that there was a guy right in front of Vanacek.
Here, take the ring. Oh my gosh. Heads off. I'll lift down.
Josh Anderson credited with the goal.
Oh,
Oh man, Boquist had a quality chance. Jake says, nice screening job. Too bad it was on our goalie.
yeah.
Yeah. So less than 14 and a half to go in the first. And there the booze for Mikkola. For Hagee threw the body and it actually worked. Seth Jones with some pressure and puck is offsides.
Commercial? Okay, good. I get out of this.
RSB says, lately a lot of people have been saying, don't worry about the slump. They're monsters in the playoffs. But, like, are we sure with this last month of play?
I mean, by the time we figure it out, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, it's clearly he's not busting out of this. I mean, it'd be nice for him to bust out of it in the regular season. But sometimes those slumps, if they go on too long, it just gets worse and worse because you start holding that stick really tight. And that's what happened on that possible 2-on-1. He's not even. It's in his head now. You know what I mean? He's thinking about it too much.
Ashley says we don't have our main guys. Duh. Just chucking around says Swiggy is a disaster. The Jake says the Panthers were not exactly winning every game at the end of last year.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Ugh. Ugh. No disagreement. It's still frustrating as hell.
Right at the last second, Boquist was right there after Lundell swept it, but right at the last second, here's Hudson, the rookie defenseman.
Yeah, the Habs playing with more desperation.
On that goal by Anderson, so there is the tying record in Montreal history. Assists by a rookie. What a season. He's now at 60 points. 21-year-old
Bennett's tossed out of the circle, which means Rodriguez has to.
His first couple of years really took off, showing that skill, handling ability.
and his brother Cole is on the way.
All right, so Canadiens controlling the puck. Can Schmidt get the steal?
Marchand the bump there on Evans. Cooley able to find that puck, reverse it for Hudson. And it comes all the way down the ice. Pizzetta going to pressure Schmidt all the way back. Rodriguez to hit on Evans. Marchand moved it ahead, and it's
Marchand and
Something,
Mikula.
no?
Mikula trying to put the pressure on. Marchand knocked it free.
Marchand with the puck,
Ah,
but he has it knocked away from him.
And it again knocked it
Seth
away.
Jones able to make a pass to Bennett,
Those three just came on the ice.
and we are offsides. Yeah, this is bad.
yep.
RSB says the Panthers can literally clinch tonight if they win, and if Columbus loses to Nashville, would be really fun to see them play accordingly. Only problem is I don't think Columbus is losing to
Yeah.
Nashville.
Down forward right now. Lundell wins the draw.
Timmy asks, where's the forechecking? Losing too many battles to the puck.
Belinska's good effort there to
Columbus up 1-0. Trevor says, ugh.
Come on.
Luosterainen trying to hang on to the puck. He does make the pass. Shot wide. Strafossi says, I love our team. Icy says, what's up, guys? What the hell is going on with this team? I'd rather struggle now
I mean,
than the playoffs.
at least we don't have to play Montreal every night. We just
Got 19 this year. Final 5 teams battling that final playoff spot. The 5 teams are 3 points apart. Led by Montreal to the tiebreak at 77.
oh, come on.
Forsling.
Now the wrist around.
Oh, man, the puck is right there.
Damn it.
And Reinhardt
Couldn't pull the trigger.
couldn't pull the trigger. We have one shot on goal.
High over the net. Reinhardt gets it to Verhage.
Jones with the puck. Glove saved by Monty.
All around that Montreal net, Panthers just about got Montreal out of position. Look at the fake shot there at Forsling, and then he just wrists it in. Panthers all 3
Oh,
there.
Reinhardt almost had it.
Bit of that puck
Good save by Monty. Watch this on the rebound.
Damn.
Right here.
there, and
But it just
No, he
flipped
went
over.
over. Yeah, I thought he saved it, but he didn't.
Metallic says, why can nobody score?
They're saving it all for this Game 7, the Stanley Cup Finals, like they did last year.
Said, Randy, it's his show. I mean, pretty much the rest of the way. Got a lot of home games. And he's been good against the Panthers.
We only scored 2 goals in that Game 7.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Come on, Sam
Samoskevich.
doesn't have the time.
Oh,
shit!
Jesus.
Okay.
Samoskevich
Jesus.
somehow is able to walk that off.
That's all we need.
I thought he was going to be flattened against the boards like a cartoon character. That's the kind of hits it looked like.
Yeah, but man, why is there no response to him getting hit like that?
Because Gadjo's not on the ice.
Right. I mean, Greer could still take care of business.
He already assassinated Sturm.
That's a good point.
Strafossi says every shot is wide.
I mean, it's, hey.
Timmy asks, where's the interference on Samo? Kane's Dolphin says, well, stuck inside, huge snowstorm right now in Lake Tahoe. So stuck in hotel room, need a win now. Big ski day tomorrow.
That sounds like fun.
Lebert. Let's see. Icy says, interference much? Offsides with 10.5 to go. Ten and a half to go.
There in that playoff race and the second wild card, there's some comparisons and pretty well everything's an improvement from Martin St. Louis.
Metallic says this is getting really worrisome.
Yeah, the interesting thing with them is, they're still minus 26 from the goal differential.
Well, they only have one team that scores. They play the power play, the number one power play unit.
The Rangers are +2. They both have 77 points, but Montreal's got one more game remaining. Poirier shoots wide.
I don't like this.
All the way back, and then flips ahead to Evans.
They were offsides by a country mile.
Over the line early.
Bolvar says, why do the Panthers always suck when baseball season starts? Oh yeah, speaking of baseball, let me see how the Marlins are doing. Take me out to ball. They're tied with the Mets at 2 at the top of the 4th. Maybe they won't give up 5 runs in the 5th inning again. But that could have just been the relief pitcher being garbage for the Marlins.
All right, well, we finally got under 10 minutes.
JC says this is looking like the team that played for Bugner and Brunette. Daniel Berry says evening.
The 2 first-round series. And I'm not sure it really matters who you get.
All right, save.
Vanacek makes the save. Montreal's on top.
And we go to commercial.
Oh, just Kachucking around says this team is playing horrific though. We shouldn't even be talking about the postseason.
It'll be fine. As long as we don't play the Canadiens in round 1, we'll be all right.
Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
All right, trainees, let's say Glenn is a customer. I'm a customer in this scenario. What do we do?
Protect what's important to him.
And how do we do this?
We help with
Kane's Dolphins is waiting for Kyle's arms to go up for a possible score, but no excitement from Kyle yet. It is hard to watch.
question at the edge of every thought.
What's that called, Mom?
Vitiligo.
I think that is pretty good.
That's so cool. With vitiligo, curiosity.
Metallic says, how freaking long can you coast and just not care until the playoffs? They're killing the vibes for the playoffs.
Well, last year we were pretty bad to the last 4 games. And we won the last 4 games and won the division.
Head coach Palmer did provide an injury update following yesterday's practice regarding defenseman Dimitri Kulikov. Panthers forward Matthew Tkachuk. In regards to Kulikov, he did travel on the trip with the team, where he said once they get Kulikov on the ice, they can get heavy on the conditioning right away. However, said he doesn't anticipate he will play on this road trip. As for Tkachuk, Murray's told us he was making progress, and he did skate prior to Monday's practice, but it was nothing strenuous. So he said they were going to have to get in.
Mm.
He did say they're still hoping he's back in the first round of the playoffs, guys.
Thanks so much, Katie. Face off in the Panthers zone here. And Heineman, hard battle along the boards.
All right, so is it a 3-on-2? Luosterainen shot deflected. 9:27 to go.
You deserve a power company that delivers reliable electricity where you need it.
Plus,
when you
it's
need it.
Kyle's birthday
Works for
time.
you every
And the
single
team
day.
always sucks during Kyle's birthday time.
JC says every team in the playoffs is going to scheme and play us just like the Canadiens have done this regular season series.
Oh,
Hey, we
touchdown!
scored! Hey, Mikkola
Was it
scored.
Mikkola?
I think
Or was
so.
it deflected? Oh, it was Mikkola.
So the game is tied.
Yeah, it went off the defenseman, but that's Mikkola's goal.
So of course we are falling behind
Right.
people in the chats because it's the TV is starting
Let me just put it on the laptop
yeah.
because it just keeps going and going and going. It's harder on my eyes, but I mean, it's just ridiculous at this point. Every 10 seconds we're going behind.
All right, so Mikkola of all
This
people,
is on
ESPN.
ESPN.
All right, Slavkovsky has it.
Mike Slavkovsky.
His real first name is Juraj. I think it's Juraj, but Mike Slavkovsky.
Come on, why I always got to log in? I don't even log out.
So Lundell gets the only assist on that Mikkola goal.
Panthers fought the Canadiens twice in the game on Sunday when they had 1-goal leads and offside to call.
And here's the shot coming in. Remove the positioning there.
All right, Kyle, do the thing.
Your local Panthers fan says, yo, this might be a repeat of Sunday. Let's see. You want me to switch over to...
Well, once I'm good here. Yeah, you can do it now.
Okay. Don't worry, Jaws is still here.
Yep.
Yeah, we were way behind.
Yeah, it gets old. It's old after a while. All right. It's just the picture quality is not as good, but it is what it is. Oh, shit.
Ovi scored again. He's just 4 away.
Oh, my God. This son of a bitch is going to do it. At least we don't play him again. Hey,
Oh, it went in!
That's
Oh
it.
my God!
Wait, he's saying no, he got kicked in?
They're saying Greer kicked it in.
There is no hesitation. I think the Panthers going to put up a protest.
Let's see. Greer didn't argue. Let's see.
Let's see. Post.
What?
From that angle, you can't see
You
it.
got to
He
show
can't-
us the other angle. What kick?
Here we go.
Goes off the post.
Oh, yeah.
That's a kick.
He kicked
Yep.
it.
He kicked it in.
Greer, buddy.
There's nothing to discuss. He kicked it in.
Greer, bro. How dare you get our hopes up like that?
What?
Hmm?
What?
What?
Okay, I'm really confused now.
Okay, Canadiens fans, that is not your imagination. You are getting screwed over by the refs right now.
How is that not a kick?
We're Panthers fans, and we don't know what the hell the refs are smoking.
Bounces.
He deliberately kicks that.
The question is, did it bounce off of his skate and then he moved his foot? Or did he? He's looking right at it, Randy.
So, yeah. The refs, I think, just played an April Fool's joke on the
Yeah.
Canadiens fans.
Like, in what world is that not a kick? He looks at it and kicks it.
Ah.
That's funny.
Bolvar says refs have been told to call the goal anyway, then auto review it to correct if they are unsure. So Jake says, I don't mind Randy being a little homerish.
Yeah.
So 6:55 to go in the first after one of the most bizarre officiating.
All right, so still 1-1.
Montreal is offside, so that allows us to tip it in, and Monty has to glove it with 6:40 to go. The Canadiens are out shooting us 8-4. Sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
Oh, yeah. I should drink for Mikola's goal. Joe Kerr says that was totally worth it to screw with the Habs fans. Yeah. The Canadiens ice it. JC says refs doing it to mess up our momentum and the throw is off. Austin says after review, Ovi has scored. So that's what, he's only 4 away. Svanacek had to make the save against Matheson on the sharp angle. Now Reinhardt flips it ahead to Barkov. I swear this top line is just an experiment to see if 2 elite players can drag absolute dead weights to goal scoring. Yep, Austin says he has an 891 goals.
He might get it. Oh, jeez.
Hey, MJ, thank you for the 20.
Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, MJ.
Thank you, MJ. How you doing, bud? Oh.
Wow, Vanacek got run into. Is he okay?
I don't know. Seems to be okay. Gotta read it.
Boquist. Yeah, MJ says, greeting from Arizona, Jaws and Kyle. Good to be back on here. Jaws, I texted you back, missing everyone here. I'm on my way to an Arizona States game, but I just wanted to check in and say hello. Go Panthers.
Thanks,
Beat the
MJ.
Habs.
Thank you, buddy. Much appreciated, bud. This is the longest first period ever.
So Rodriguez is now with Marchand and Bennett because the lines had to be jumbled.
Right. Yeah. Wait, why is Rodriguez with Marchand? Wait, or is that because Samoskevich isn't okay? That's not because of Sturm.
Rodriguez with the puck. Hey, Cade, thank you for the 5.
Thank you, Cade. Thank you, buddy.
Thank
you,
you,
Cade.
Cade says somebody better pick up that phone because I called it Mikola's redemption.
Yes, you did.
Barkov sent it in the general direction of Verhaeghe, which means it didn't even connect to him. Verhaeghe dumps in. Suzuki trying to get past Forsling. All right. Forsling and Jones near that puck. Greer. Is that Barkov and Reinhardt with freaking Greer?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. This one, see Samoskevich on the ice.
May says, okay. I sent PayPal funds.
Oh, really? Let me see. I would have got a notification on my phone, maybe.
So Boak was shifting over to center without Nico Sturm in there, and he's with Greer and Samoskevich.
Oh, there we go.
She
Let's
did.
See?
Someone did.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you,
Natalie. Thank you. Much appreciated. Go Habs, go. See, I'll read it. I'll read it. Thank you. Much appreciated. Very cool.
Hey, Dana, thank you for the 5.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you. All right.
Verhaeghe's out there, buddy.
He's the ghost. That's the ghost of Verhaeghe. That is the ghost of Verhaeghe.
Holy shit, the Marlins have a 4-2 leads against the Mets. Of course, it's at the bottom of the 4th. And the Capitals already have a 2-0 lead against the Bruins. The Sabres have a 2-0 lead over the Sens.
Okay.
And the Blue Jackets are beating Nashville 3-1. So I don't think the Panthers are clinching a playoff spot tonight. Hey, MJ, thank you for the 10.
Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
How you doing, bud? All right. What you got there, Kyle?
MJ says, Jaws and Kyle, I almost forgot to say I saw the recap of your live where you opened my gifts. So
very cool. Yeah.
So happy, Kyle, that you liked the program and Puck. Now you have some more collector's items.
Thank you, MJ.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I forgot to mention that here again tonight.
And Amanda, thank you for the 5.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Now we can get 2 points tonight. Please.
Bolvar says Verhaeghe is just saving his strength so Jaws can say Verhaeghe in overtime in the playoffs.
I hope you're right.
You're right. We should get a case a couple cases of Mike's Hard Lemonades, and every time Verhaeghe does score in overtime, we chug one of those Hard Lemonades.
I'd be dead.
Adonis says Gadjo should have been in instead of Greer. Greer has been awful tonight. Yeah, Gadjo would not have assassinated Sturm.
This first period is taking forever.
In the Eastern Conference, there is still just one team that has clinched a playoff berth.
All right, so this is interesting. He's moved Rodriguez to that second line after Samoskevich went into the boards. But Samoskevich has been on the ice, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
JC says, I'm telling you, Verhaeghe has been cold ever since MJ has been gone. If Swaggy scores, we have to kidnap MJ.
That's a good point. We're going to blame MJ now. Dang.
MJ says, all right, guys, I got to run.
All right, MJ.
Good to see everyone on here. I'll see y'all again later.
Enjoy the game.
Panthers.
Enjoy the game, bud.
Yeah. You said it's an Arizona State's game.
Yeah.
What sport is it? Basketball or is it a hockey game? MJ says sorry. 2:14 to go in the first. Panthers win the faceoff in their own zone. Slakowski just wanting to start beef with Balinskis. Let's see. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first. Suzuki at the line. I'm shocked that they did not call that tripping on Forsling with some of the horrendous penalties they were calling against us the other night.
Yeah. We just need to get the hell out of this period. This has been loose player and a half.
Jake says, I forgot to tell you all, I was driving down Alligator Alley and the Panthers flags I had on my van broke off.
Oh, no.
Luckily, I have like 10 more sets in my closets. So, Canadiens lead shots 11-5.
Oh.
So, Josh Anderson with the puck with a couple of neat moves. Jake says it was the older ones I got from Jaws eBay a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a shame.
One Walden crazy guy says you probably don't care, but are you aware that Miami has a professional rugby team as well? I'm a rugby fan.
Did not know that.
Did not know that. Isn't that British football or something? What is it?
I think it's Australian, isn't it?
Yeah, Australian football. Close enough. So that is the end of the first. And we are tied. Marchand having words. All right, so I wonder where I've seen this picture before. Beck says this looks worse than last game. Well, the thing that makes it worse than last game is the Sturm getting destroyed by friendly fire. Beck's there was a line change going on, and Greer neither Greer or Sturm were paying attention to where the other was going, and Greer basically accidentally folded Sturm in half, and Sturm took a hit to the head while falling, it looked like. Okay. Trevor says, "Gotta update the score bug." Just did. I don't know if Sturm is coming back in this game. If we're lucky, he's good to go for the next game. Your local Panthers fan says this is already starting to look like Sunday's game, just in a different setting. Yeah, Ovechkin scored. Now he's just 4 away. David says, refs calling a playoff game, but we aren't playing one. We tripped their guy blatantly, and that was goalie interference on them. Yeah, though, the whistles have been swallowed. So what do we think? Do the Panthers have any realistic chance of actually taking the lead in this game? Much less winning the damn thing. L says we should put Samo on the top line instead of Verhaeghe.
I don't know how healthy Samo is right now in this moment. All right, I'll be back.
Kate is calling for a Mikkola hat trick. What's hilarious is Mikkola could score a hat trick, and I still don't know if that would be enough for the Panthers to win. Not with how they're playing. I have never seen a goalie get so screwed on the deserve to win meter than Vanacek, who currently is sporting a 1-2 record as a Panthers starter, even though maybe next to none of the goals given up in those games where Vanacek started were really his fault. Lightning 1-0. Hello, Eric Hardsnet. Bolts taking the 1-0 lead. That's just what we needed. Draisaitl is 51 goals, scoring the tying goal. The game winner in overtime against the Flames on Saturday, and now the challenge is tonight against the Knights. Have we tried shaking Verhaeghe? So, we actually lead shot attempts 21-17, but the Canadiens lead shots on goal 10-5. Tampa on the power play now.
Why do dermatologists worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay? Effective skincare like La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer delivers double action to help repair skin's barrier and provide 48-hour hydration for healthy-looking skin. La Roche-Posay.
Mountains of flavor, those crispy peaks, 12 flavors so bold, your whole life is complete. Dipped in a lake, and rain.
Austin is calling for a Stars versus Capitals Stanley Cup Finals. Panthers don't look that much different from the game, the last game against the Canadiens. David says we look disinterested, passes behind people, turnovers in bad places, no forecheck, no, not Cats hockey. Jari says if Panthers have convincing wins on this road trip, I think we can get another.
You held the gun to my wife's head. You have the wrong person. Max, exactly the right person. Butcher was one of the most exciting swine thrillers in years. Came off the board. Be smart. Get out of the line. It ends here. No.
The Islanders score shorthanded. Okay, that's good news. Austin says I had Stars versus Panthers last season. So close. Yeah, if only Peter DeBoer knew how to get his teams back to the finals after the first year as head coach. Tony says the Stars can still catch Winnipeg for first in the Central and possibly the President's Trophy if Caps slow down.
Their high-end skill, especially that top line.
Be ready for like hard finals on at the net front. So I think that's a key.
Nico, thanks so much.
Thank you.
David says Cat's only interested in one trophy. Your local Panthers fan, Ovi did score tonight. He's just 4 goals away now from the record.
It's on us. We got it.
Right now, every family gets our best price. $25 a line and iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence. Get 4 on us. Only on Verizon.
That was actually easier than we thought.
Subway $6.99 for literally any foot-long deal is headed to overtime. Yep, deal extended. That's right. Order now in the Subway app and get any foot-long on the menu for just $6.99. Fresh sliced deli meat, fresh crispy veggies, fresh baked bread. Wait, can I get a timeout to talk about that bread? No timeouts. Ugh. What else? Get it now on the Subway app. Any foot-long for just $6.99.
Your local Panthers fan says, "Let's go, Ovi." Yeah, I'm rooting for him too to break that record.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent. Really? I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods are packed with more soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease fighting power of Dawn, easily removing up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade, the #1 recommended brand.
David says, "Okay, now I'm yawning and want bread." Rainier says, "I wonder if we are playing this week on purpose to avoid any more injuries or if we just suck right now."
Pretty tasty. Hey, Donnie, don't you got someplace to be? Cheetos Cheese Pizza House. Proud to be the second best pizza thing. Sweet kid.
We are always in motion. Getting this, fixing that, arriving to destinations in life.
Ryan, I'm just saying what the broadcast is saying, that the Panthers will clinch a playoff spot if they win, and if the Blue Jackets lose. But I don't think the Blue Jackets are going to lose. So at the top of the 6, the Marlins still have a 4-2 lead over the Mets.
These are always tough plays because, as Gooley going into the boards there, I think what you want to do is try to do your best to get two bodies going into the boards like that can be really dangerous. And you can see Mackey getting up a little bit slow right there. He was little tripping up there.
Yeah, definitely, because
I don't know if I went to the boards, but I wasn't getting up.
yeah, already being down the stern, you don't want to see any other players have to leave the ice for the Cats. When we return, we will get the second period underway from Montreal.
Looks like this is the last commercial break before the second period starts. Patelron says, "I hope Panthers leapfrog Toronto to host a series versus Ottawa. Just wondering if Florida and Tampa tie in points at the end of the season. Does Florida have home ice advantage? It depends on if Panthers have more regulation wins or not."
Okay. Turn this heater on.
David says, "Stuck watching Habs streams. Announcers keep saying a boot."
About Nicola. There it is. Okay. Oh.
The Knights could clinch tonight by beating the Oilers.
We're all strong on this planet. Meet Generation Beta, unlimited access to technology. Makes real life learning even more important. We owe it to our children to give them the best possible start with play that grows for a childhood that's so much fun. The Play Kits by Love Every for the next generation of thinkers and doers.
So, Kyle,
So,
this is definitely still your fault.
Visit loveevery.com today.
It's the par 3 contest.
Islanders on the power play. The Islanders had tied the game at 1 while shorthanded, so that's good. The Islanders are playing the Lightning.
Right, yeah. Yeah, the Islanders were really fighting for it.
Yeah. Joe Kerr says, "Come on, Islanders." Yeah, the action's about to start. Just waiting for the golf commercials to end. Here we go.
Okay.
By FTL, working for you every single day. And your South Florida Hyundai dealers, there's joy in every journey. Back here in Montreal, our first period statistics, sponsored by your South Florida Hyundai dealers. And you look at those bottom 2 slot shots, high danger chances. And you mentioned the Montreal.
Kenneth says, "Good evening, Atlantic Division watchers."
Dangerous areas, and the Panthers will look to do that in the second period. 1-1 after one time.
David Smith says he just saw Ovi's goal. It's the easiest he's ever scored.
Obviously, the focus is on shutting down that Suzuki line with top field. It's Slakowski as well. And here's a couple of examples, a few shifts here with that top line to the Montreal Canadiens. There's awareness. You have to have close proximity to them. They're going to try and break out with their great speed through the neutral zone. The Panthers recovered a couple of times, force them wide, and those shots from the outside.
So what'd you say?
Can handle. Here's another one.
Oh, you know,
Jones gets them the outside.
life is never dull, is it, Kyle?
No.
Never dull.
He had 2 shots on goal, the Suzuki line in the first period of the Panthers goal, and a goal there by Nico Nicola.
Leafs and Lightning both clinch in the fall if the following happens. Montreal loses to Florida.
Samoskevich is on the bench.
Okay. Montreal loses to Florida, and the Blue Jackets lose to the Preds. Both must happen. If only one does not clinch. Tony says it should not matter what place the Panthers are in come playoff time because they know how to win in the playoffs.
I pretty much agree with that. Like, I'm not begging to win the division and play Ottawa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not some prize. Especially if Chucky is just coming back. The last thing we need is for him to be all jacked up to play against his brother and hurt his nuts again.
Nico Sturm leaving the game in the first after the collision on the ice with Greer. It has not returned.
Yeah, Sturm.
Reinhardt with the shot goes wide.
We're gonna be happy we got Nosek because Sturm. That didn't look good. That looked like we hope to have him back for the start of the playoffs.
Verhaeghe nearly
and then he runs in.
Could we stop trying to kill our own players?
Damn it.
Just Verhaeghe came this close to injuring Seth Jones, one of our other new guys. If Vegas wins in regulation tonight, they will clinch. So Reinhardt had a couple of good shots.
Oh, come on.
18:57 to go in the second. Mikkola dumps in. Eric is asking who clinches if who wins. There's Sammo, I believe, out there with Boquist.
Boquist and
Vanacek makes the
Okay.
save.
Yeah, so he's out there on the. They're just double shifting guys because Sturm's out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lundell,
jeez,
bad
Lundell.
giveaway. Are you kidding? And Vanacek somehow
Jeez.
makes a save through all that traffic. Lundell, bro, you can't just pass the puck to the opposition in your own zone. Blue Jackets are up 4-1. Looks like we ain't clinching tonight. Hey, Ryan Roy, thank you for the 2.
Hey, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Much appreciated, bud. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Canadiens on the rush.
Oh, shit.
Vanacek
job,
with a
Vanny.
good save.
Good job.
Wait, don't praise him.
Oh, yeah, bad. You suck. No, I think I'm allowed to praise him while the game is going on. I don't think it's the videos. I'm not allowed to praise him in the videos.
Ryan Roy says, if we make the cup again, let's have a flying fluffy tailgate.
Yeah. All I gotta do is rob a couple of banks and get down there.
Austin says, Capitals beat Canadiens, Hurricanes, and Panthers to win the East. I saw the scripts. Austin's prediction this year is Capitals Stars in the Stanley Cup. Last year he predicted Stars Panthers.
Okay.
And you saw how close he got
Yeah.
to that. I would hope that Austin gets it wrong the opposite way, as in Stars make it, but it's the Panthers instead of the Caps. Although Peter DeBoer has...
How in the world is that not interference?
The refs are calling this like a playoff game, like someone else had said.
Practically tackled Sam Miskevich while he's trying to get to the puck.
Oh, man, Luosterainen could not get that tip in. No, Luosterainen with the puck. Greer gets folded.
Jesus.
And that is also not a call. Forsling. Let's see.
Ah!
Jones, don't do that, buddy. Nashville goal 4-2. Do it, Nashville.
Yeah.
Even though it goes against my active desire to have Columbus make the dance. Panthers could use to clinch the playoffs. Adonis says, please, Preds, win one game. Oh, man, Monty with a good save against Barkov.
Why is this guy turning to Patrick Waugh against us? Come on, Verhaeghe, do something. Nothing.
That was something.
That was something. That was something.
Oh, Verhaeghe right in front of
he
me.
loses it.
He chose the
God
pass to
almighty.
Reinhardt. Are you kidding me?
This right there is how?
Verhaeghe.
It's getting worse. Missed.
Goes what?
No, I said he missed. Like I mean, it's getting worse.
There's going to be
What?
a penalty?
What?
Barkov is getting called for interference. Beck says the one time Swiggy could have scored didn't shoot.
Where'd they get Barkov for?
Look at Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe tried to slide it over to Reinhardt.
Right, who was in a better position. What are they getting?
Barkov right there for his stick knocking over Caulfield.
Good Lord. So they basically tackle Sam Iskevich, no call, and they're going to call that.
Okay, we get the clear. Time for Maurice explosion against the refs.
Oy vey.
On what planet is that interference?
Well, if you're not going to call it the other way, I mean, that's the thing. Just call it even.
Now, here's the big question. Can our PK not implode on itself tonight?
Good
Seth
job.
Jones with the clear. Marchand. Is that Marchand? Yeah. Marchand out on the penalty kill. With Boquist, Mikkola, and Schmidt.
Oh, okay.
Marchand's trying to get that puck, but he will keep an eye on Hudson and then I think go off for the change. Hudson. Shot deflected. Hudson with the puck again. I don't like all this space.
All right, good clear.
We get the clear. Lundell sacrificed the body. See, any news on Sturm?
No, he ain't coming back tonight.
Gallagher cannot handle the puck, and that will be the end of the Canadiens' power play.
All right.
Thank God. Bolvar says, I'm calling it now. Tampa is taking the division, and Toronto is going to get destroyed by Florida, and Brad Marchand is going to make Steve Dangle break. In other words, Steve Dangle will become the Joker. Forsling sends it wide.
Oh, get back.
Forsling able to.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Wow.
Oh, woo, we got lucky there.
Gallagher arguably had a better chance to score there than Verhaeghe did on that other one. Kenneth says Verhaeghe's controller's shoot button doesn't work anymore. Anyone got a spare? Hudson sends it towards the net. Vanacek scrambles and gloves the puck with 11:46 to go.
Okay.
Bolvar says, I'm prepared for Steve's annual blow it up, the core can't do it video. It is still a 4-2 Marlins lead in the middle of the seventh. Again, the Marlins, I am surprised that they're holding on to a lead this long. The Marlins have a 31 million payroll.
Right.
And the Mets, I think they gave the GDP of a small island nation to Juan Soto.
Yeah.
Nashville goal. Columbus has just a 1-goal leads. Wow. David Smith says should be tied at 2 now. No one can score. The Mets are in Toronto on Friday after a series with the Marlins.
be in Montreal or South Florida. And he recently made a special visit to Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. Peter told me that it's important for him to give back because he spent a lot of time as a child visiting his older brother Christopher at St. Justine Children's Hospital here in Montreal. Christopher was in and out of the hospital until he was 18 and clearly posed.
Metallic says, haven't seen a team just completely outplay us like Montreal has this year. All right, Panthers sort of won that face-off.
Well, at least Nosek will have fresh legs tomorrow night.
So Schmidt with the puck sent it up ahead. Boquist could not keep it on his stick. We dump in now. Boquist trying to reach that puck. Thomas Doe says, why does Montreal have the Panthers number this season?
Effort.
Barkov's line back on. They've been buzzing here in the second period. Savard sweeps it ahead. Pass line in.
Forsling. Now it's over to Verhaeghe. Shots blocked.
Oh, jeez.
We tried to set up Reinhardt on the bumper play.
Jones with a good hit there on Heineman. Here's Barkov again. Lead feed. Jones carries it. Seth Jones shoots.
Austin asks, is Panthers versus Bruins Game 6 a top 5 moment in Miami, Florida Panthers history? Such a wild game. 7-5.
It's definitely one of them.
Mr. Vid says, yo, boys, just hopping in to say that was some massive BS with that penalty. Hello, Roger from Wallace, Nova Scotia.
At least we killed it off.
Yeah, Verhaeghe is not looking good at all. The Rodriguez, Bennett, and Marchand line. Mikula bats down the puck. And that was not dicing, apparently. So Mikula now with the puck. Stretch pass to Marchand. Looking. Oh, man, Bennett was right there. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
The post?
Mikula must have hit the post. God. How did neither of them score there?
I don't understand. Oh, jeez.
And that was way too close to a 2-1 Canadiens lead. Schmidt will shoot. Gloved. 9:20 to go. At least the shots are not so lopsided now. 14-10.
Yeah.
Another commercial.
Okay. Boy, oh boy.
Boy, oh boy, is right.
Gotta do this again tomorrow night, too.
Chicken thighs.
Oh.
Chicken.
At some point, remind me to defrost that turkey, so I'll make that.
Although ranch seasoning is a crime against nature and gods. You use real ranch.
Yeah.
JC says Montembeau goes to the same dealer. Ekblad goes. Austin says Kyle hasn't streamed a Panthers elimination game minus game 5 of finals golden. That's not true. Games 5, 6, and 7 against
I think he's
Boston.
saying a game where we've been eliminated.
where we've been eliminated.
Yeah.
Columbus made it 5-3.
Oh, well.
Bolvar says, Florida played better when Kyle always mentioned how much he wanted ice cream and Cool Whip. I need to lose this belly, not make it worse. Daniel says, goal called back. Greer gets boarded in the BS call on Barkov. I'm calling rigged.
Oh,
Well, Greer blatantly kicks that puck in.
Yeah.
That's we don't have to be upset about. The rest of it, yeah. Adonis says, chicken jockey. Is that some kind of meme? Icing. Beck says Paul is messing with the lines right now, testing them out. Oh yeah, they have Barkov with Marchand.
I see that.
Swiggy is finally off the first line. Thank God. Yeah, it's Barkov, Reinhardt, and Marchand. Yes. Beautiful. Luosterainen, last goal, February 22nd. Boquist, last goal, January 25th. For Hagee, March 8th. Evan Rodriguez, March 1st. Where's our depth scoring? Barkov to Reinhardt. Deflected, out of play. Adonis must be making jokes about that Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
Buffalo is picking up the pace. 3-0 versus Ottawa.
Wow.
Thomas asks, is Marchand going to re-sign with the Panthers this summer?
I mean, there's like 0.1% that it could happen. But in all likelihood, he's going to go somewhere where he can get paid.
Austin's the series we would do in the first round, besides Panthers and Lightning, will be the series that would be our second round opponents. So in that, if it's Panthers versus Lightning, most likely Rodriguez could not get that shot off. Toronto versus Ottawa would be the other series because we would play that team, right?
Right.
Can't. We have to wait until it goes back on site. Ottawa scored, so Sabres' lead is cut to 2. 8 minutes to go in the second. Lundell at the side, harmless shot. Hudson fires wide.
I don't like this.
But Josh Anderson has the puck. Now it's Hudson again. Gooley. Barkov being looked at on the bench.
What?
Hip. What? Jameson, that better be an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brady Tkachuk is out tonight with an injury against, so he's not playing against the Sabres. Bolvar says it would be a total Brad Marchand thing to do the sign with Toronto after emotionally scarring them for almost 2 decades. Forsling dumps it.
And Barkov.
There he is. Okay, so Barkov is okay.
Now Marchand gets a touch. Marchand gets away from the pressure.
Let's see. Marchand.
Just
Jameson says it's past noon, not April Fool's. They had a camera on him on the TSN broadcast.
I see. Oh, shit. All right,
Vanacek
good job,
with the
Manny.
save. With 6:04 to go. Look at his new goalie mask. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Montreal, they can hurt you quick. Look at they come up with that puck and they hit the trailer right on the stick Caulfield, and then Vanacek makes good work of that. Sometimes it's better that defensemen just let that shot get through. Don't screen your goaltender or deflect that shot. That's what Nikola did.
That is an awesome goalie mask.
Yeah.
6:04 to go in the seconds. Canadiens still lead shots, but it's 16-12.
At the point, cross ice looking for Line. Bjornfoot ties him up.
Just Kachucking around says high danger chances start coming when Swiggy gets sent down. Weird. Samoskevich unable to get to that puck. Samoskevich able to dump the puck back in. We actually have back checking. Rodriguez Bennett. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Bennett sent it directly into Monty. And now Forsling has to defend a 2-on-1. Seth Jones trying like crazy. What a
Good
play
job.
by Seth Jones. Forsling dumps in.
Panthers find this puck at the point. Now Newhook's got it. Gets the red line and shoots it.
Let's see.
Free puck around the boards. Pizzetta hustles over. Then picked up by Etulo Sturinen. Here's Boquist.
Boquist with the puck. Passes to Greer.
Along the boards, puts it in behind the net. Free puck there. Losterinen poked it over to Boquist. Back for Losterinen. Point pass knocked away.
Jacob says, Jaws, genuine question, come playoff time, if the depth guys don't keep performing, i.e. scoring goals, would the Panthers ever say, screw it, let's bring up Sardif and Puljujärvi?
I mean, I don't know about Puljujärvi, but I mean, it's a tough time of year. I mean, they're going to be like
Gloves.
available anyway. I think they're going to add guys to the roster anyway, but I think we're rolling with what we got, you know. But if enough guys keep getting hurt,
4:03 to go. Yeah, Mikkola is taking a lot of shots tonight.
yeah.
It is the bottom of the 8th. The Marlins still have a 4-2 leads. Mm-hmm.
The odds of water leak damages that dream home. Don't test your luck with a leak. Detect and help stop leaks.
The Capitals' lead has been cut in half, 2-1 over Boston. Buffalo still has a 3-1 lead over Ottawa. The Blue Jackets have a 5-3 lead against the Preds, and the Islanders and Lightning are still tied at 1. Mason says Marchand needs to be unleashed here with Barkov. It's coming. Jacob says, I think it's ridiculous their third line wieners haven't scored in over 2 months.
Maurice has them focusing so much on defense. And This is what it is.
Had a good opportunity here. They busted in free, little mini 2-on-1. Rodriguez over to
Bennett just sent it directly into Mont. Blue Jackets just scored. Does that mean it's now 6-3? Because I don't think the Blue Jackets are in the mood to be blowing games to the Preds. Every player that scored the previous 3 goals for the Blue Jackets has scored again. Forsling shot blocked.
So now Barkov is out.
Is that what you just heard?
Yeah. Well, they got Lundell in his spot.
Barkov has left the ice. Are you kidding me?
Back for Reinhardt. Remember, 2 years ago, they were great together on that third line and that run to the cup final. A lot of familiarity, Reinhardt and Lundell. It's picked up by Force.
Where is that puck? Lundell trying to get to it. It was right in front once again. Marchand. Forsling blocked, but he gets it again. Montembeault with another save.
That's not a trip? That's not a trip. Jesus.
Jacob says, I remember when the Panthers had Emil Heineman. Adonis says, Kyle Linson keeps saying you want to lose no belly. I got a little advice. If you have a treadmill available to you, walk on it for half an hour on 5 incline and 3.5 to 4 miles an hour. Big difference. Yeah, how is that not a trip? 2:48 to go in the second. The Canadiens have the 4th most penalties per game this season at 3.93 penalties per game, but they have been, according to the refs, absolutely innocent tonight.
Yeah.
Of course, it would be nice if the Panthers could, score.
Oh. Well, this has been a very damaging game. I wonder what happened to Barkov.
Well, call. Jameson said the TSN broadcast had shown them looking at the hip.
Yeah, but what did he take a puck? What happened? Oh, they're finally going to call a trip.
Finally going on the power play. Yay.
They look almost pissed that they have to call it.
Kings Dolphins as well. Panthers are playing like dying flies because they're dropping like them. Please tell me Barkov isn't done. Yeah, they finally call what was a blatant tripping of Rodriguez. With 1:57 to go, which means we should be on the power play for the rest of the period. Reinhardt, Bennett. Bennett tried to pass the puck
towards the net, guys. Towards the net.
Seth Jones makes a good play. And yeah, the Montreal crowd wanted a penalty there. Jones over to Samoskevich. Over to Jones. Over to Samo.
Right.
Vanacek makes the save with 1:24 to go in the second.
Get all of it. Damn it.
Bolvar says the refs definitely used DraftKings and did a parlay with Montreal and Columbus. Yeah, it would be sweet for Marchand to get a goal. Reinhardt, Bennett, what even? Reinhardt, Bennett, Marchand. I think.
And Samoskevich and Jones.
Samoskevich and Jones. The Bruins tied the Capitals. Samoskevich.
Yeah!
Samo!
There we go, buddy. Yes!
Hell yes!
Hell yeah!
We finally have a lead against this team.
Crap!
Yay!
Finally.
Jameson says Barkov in the dressing room. Also, the Blue Jackets have made it 7-3 against Nashville. Thank you, Samo.
Yes.
Now, which one of you is wished on a monkey's paw if the Panthers win this game but lose Sturm and Barkov for any period of time? Yeah, Barkov is not taking a shift in a few minutes. Bolvar says Marchand is going to get his first goal against the Leafs tomorrow. Wait, Barkov is back?
Or is he just back on the bench?
Is he back on the bench?
They wouldn't throw him out there on the ice with this much time left, would they?
So we score on the power play. Another penalty? Who is it against? We're going back on the power play.
They don't call anything all night, and all of a sudden they call 2 in a minute.
So we'll get power play again for the next 41 seconds.
Okay.
Slakowski is sitting in the box. Let's see. Right there. I think he gets called for hooking.
Huh. Okay.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Canadiens get the clear. So Jones chooses to pass backwards. Marchand tried to feed to Bennett. Now another clear.
I don't think Jones come off the ice tonight.
Yeah, well, Reinhardt's trying to get the puck.
Oh, no.
Marchand. Oh, man, Bennett had a great chance. And now Bennett is going to wrap arms around one of the Canadiens.
He went after Samoskevich, and Bennett went right over there. All right.
JC says Toronto made the call to even it up. It was getting too obvious.
It was getting too obvious.
So end of the second, and we'll have 1:20 on the power play to start the thirds. We have a lead against the Canadiens.
All right.
So, Kansas City Chiefs fan from Launceston, Australia says, "Go Panthers," and hello from Launceston. All right, so Samo gives us the 2-1 leads. Metallic says, "Hold that goddamn lead." Let's see if the Marlins are holding their leads. It is the top of the ninth. So if the Marlins gets the Mets out. Oh wait, let's see. Who is playing right now? Yeah, the Marlins just need one more. The Marlins just need to get one more out and they'll beat the Mets. Jacob says we need rally caps for the thirds. We are not losing, and this is not a playoff game. David says Sasha not on bench on the last 3 minutes or so. LL says Samo is one of our only guys that is showing up to play every night. Just Kachucking around says we kind of lose in this game now. The Marlins win. The Marlins beats the Mets 4-2 after losing 10-4 to the Mets. I think yesterday. Yeah, yesterday the Mets beats the Marlins 10-4, and today the Marlins win 4-2. The Marlins have a 4-2 record. Let's go. It puts them. Let's see. The Phillies. If the Phillies lose, the Marlins will be back at the top of the NL East. Did you hear that? The Marlins beat the Mets.
Wow.
And the Marlins are 4-2. Yeah. Cage says White Sox are beating the Twins again. Derek says had Mets Marlins on for a bit, then switched to the Yankees game. Tampa scored. Urgh. I would at least want home ice advantage if we have to play them. The new bats, yeah, the Yankees players, they're using what they are calling a torpedo bat, which basically means the end of the bat is shaped like a bowling pin. It basically concentrates the mass of the bats in the area where the ball is most likely to make contact. Jeff says, as anyone else still feel weird hearing Marchand as a Panther? Spaceman Sports says, as a Yankees fan, thank you, Marlins. The Blue Jays can be 4-2 like the Marlins. Cade says, feeling glad for you, Marlins fans. Yeah. It'll be fun while it lasts, the Marlins having a winning record. Adonis says, I think Samo is this energetic since all the other players have been to 2 finals in a row and the most freshest legs out of everyone. Yeah, we're going to need to rely on our new guys, Samo and Jones and Marchand. And I would say Sturm, but Greer just murdered him by accident. So the Panthers now lead shots on goal 18-16. So the Panthers actually were trying in that second period, and it finally paid off on the power play. Habs feed showed Sasha kind of either grabbing his hip or his hands, but looking distressed. David says, gotta close this place up. Have a great night. Go Cats. Okay, David, have fun. RBJ says, I really hope Barkov comes back in the third. So, Spaceman Sports says Mets think they're the best team in New York.
Okay, remember the deal. 4 lines on Verizon, $25 each.
And iPhone 16 Pro.
We all get one. It's not on us. It is on them. Going in.
Hi, we're here for the
Limited plan, $25 a line.
Yeah, and
iPhone 16 Pro, one free.
So yeah, this is so this is the cost apparently of actually performing okay against the Canadiens. Sturm getting obliterated by his own teammates. And Barkov might be injured. Did you miss any Phenom? Well, Samo scored on the power play and made it a 2-1 lead for the Panthers. Tampa scored again. God damn it. Would be so hilarious if the Islanders somehow made it back into the playoffs. So yeah, the Capitals Bruins game is tied at 2. Oh, apparently this is a news story on Philip Keedle may miss the rest of the Canucks season. So, you know, they're turning to the bottle there in Vancouver. The Lightning now have a 3-1 lead against the Islanders. The Blue Jackets have a 7-3 lead against Nashville. The Sabres beating Ottawa 3-1. Kate says, "Oh man, Barkov might be hurt again. He gets injured more than a freaking Reds." 2-0 White Sox. Oh yeah, the Tampa Bay Rays are obliterating the Pirates 6-0. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, the White Sox are beating the Twins 2-0. All right, so the situation. So the situation right now, it's 2-1 Panthers lead. 2-1 Panthers lead, but that comes with the caveats that both Sturm and now possibly Barkov might be injured. Joe Kerr says the Marlins are actually having a decent start to the year. Are we in another dimension? Well, to be fair, 3 of their 4 wins, the Marlins' first 3 wins of the year were walk-off wins, all walk-off wins, which is the first time that any team has done that since the 2003 Devil Rays. And those wins were against the Pirates. The Pirates have become the first MLB team to lose each of their first 3 games. The Pirates became the first team where their first 3 losses were all walk-off losses. The last team to do that was the 1924 Pittsburgh Pirates. So it's literally been a century plus 1 since the last time a team was that unlucky in the course of their first 3 losses. So, as fun as it is to see the Marlins get a win against the Mets tonight, which is nice. Marlins win with 4 runs after losing while scoring 4 runs. But I think the Marlins' early success probably says a lot more about the Pirates than it does about the Marlins. Unless the Marlins somehow get multiple wins in this early season series against the Mets, then they might have my attention. Because it's one thing to defeat the Pirates 3 times, but if you actually beat the Mets more than once... Gainesdall fan says, I have been a Marlins fan since their existence, 1993. Trust me, they will fall apart and miss the playoffs. Yeah, well, to be fair, just so we're clear, the Marlins are supposed to be openly tanking right now. The Marlins are supposed to be tanking right now. They have less money spent on players than the Astros have spent on dead cap hits. Your local Panthers fan says, why is Tampa winning? Nice try on the April Fool's joke. Your local Panthers fan. Nice try. Minnesota is totally winless at the moment as well. Sounds like typical Minnesota sports team luck. Florida man says, tanking for what? Well, the Marlins, when your payroll is 31 million and the Astros alone spend 35 million on dead money, whether Bendix intends for it or not, the Marlins should be having a tank that that is only rivaled by teams like the White Sox and Rockies. NHL and Aviation says, Hey Kyle, unfortunately the Islanders aren't helping y'all out tonight. Joker says, nah, that's an April Fool's joke, but we did send Zach Sealer to the Bills for a 7th rounder. Oh man, I liked that guy. I know he's old. Let's see. Now, where did you see that? I don't think Sealer actually has left the Dolphins. So, if that was also a joke, good, you got me. Now, is Sealer the one I'm thinking of? Isn't he like 37 or something? One wild and crazy guy says, I didn't realize we play the Leafs tomorrow. That's not right. Blair says, hey, Kyle and Jaws and Florida fans, how has the game been going? Well, the good news, we're winning. Bad news, Greer wasn't looking where he was going and folded Sturm. Sturm hasn't been back, and Barkov might also be injured.
All this just to get a lead against Montreal.
And we play the Leafs tomorrow.
I know.
Florida man says, yeah, but they're not taking for a good pick or anything. They just suck and have the worst owner in sports. Worst owner in sports. Last time I checked, John Fisher owns the Athletics, not the Marlins. That Tyreek Fiend was an April Fool's joke. You fell for it. NHL and Aviation says, I hope that's an April Fool's joke, Kyle. Do you mean about Sturm and Barkov? Sadly, no. Game's about to start. So we start the period on the power play. How bad did the injuries?
Good Lord.
So that's nice. Cage said Jerry Reinsdorf is the undisputed holder of worst owner. I don't know. John Fisher makes a pretty compelling argument. He successfully sandbagged Oakland to the point where the Athletics are now playing in a minor league stadium in Sacramento that has 8 press box seats. And they're charging an average of $213 major league prices for minor league experience. NHL and Aviation says he just got word Barkov is on the bench for the thirds.
All right.
Blair says, hey, Kyle, just my grandma's in the hospital. She is not doing well. She has stage 4 cancer, and I just went to see her today. She's not going to make it.
Sorry to hear that, brother.
That sucks.
Wait.
When Savard high stick Samoskevich, the only penalty was on Bennett, so we go 4 on
So we're going 4 on 4.
They even it up.
So now it's 4 on 4, and then the Canadiens will have a brief power play. Yeah, there's Barkov back on the ice.
Out there.
Forsling. Oh, he tried the backhands. Can't say I blame him. Barkov over to Seth Jones. Now Nate Schmidt, whose pass is intercepted. Someone said Maruello. Well, if you wanted to, I was referring to worst owner in baseball. There are so many different owners you could pick as the worst owner. Worst owner in sports history. Dan Snyder, Donald Sterling.
Oh, boy, with the hit.
Donald Sterling.
All right, now we're shorthanded.
Yeah, Barkov appears to be back. Jones. Luosterainen unable to get a shot off.
Oh.
Look, Barkov.
Oh,
no, excuse me.
Damn it.
Yes, that was Barkov.
Oh,
wow.
We drew a penalty. Okay.
We drew a penalty, so all we have to do is hang on to the puck, and we'll have a full 2 minutes of power play. Montreal's power play will end soon. Marchand's NHL and Aviation says in baseball talk, the Marlins beat my Mets 4-2. Yeah, I was keeping track of that. Now, if the Marlins should win multiple games against the Mets, then the early season hype might have to increase. March shots.
You've got to think he's going to tuck this one in, and then right at the last second line with the hack, and they're like, his goalie correctly said,
Jimmy Haslam.
That's his Finnish buddy from time they were kids.
NHL Aviation says Mets can't hit at all. What are you talking about? They just beat the Marlins 10-4 last night. Or was that just because the Marlins relief pitcher that night sucks?
Over to Reinhardt. Matheson down on his knee there. Keep an eye on Sam Reinhardt. Barkov's got it now. Takes a shot.
Barkov takes the shots. Canadiens get the clear. Hugh Culverhouse is another name that crops up often in worst owner talks. The second one. K's Dolphin says, arms up, Kyle, please. Bennett. Barkov. Oh, my you gotta be kidding me. That was a beautiful chance.
Setup.
Bennett shoots wide, and that will go out of the zone.
50 seconds left. Monty read it like a book, though.
Beck says, why does every goalie play on their head against us? Marchand jumped on the puck and gets knocked down. Francisco Lindor is 1-17 since the season started, so I can stand by the fact that the Mets can't hit. Oof. Kane's Dolphin says, Kyle, I threw my remotes just now. Thought we scored.
10 seconds left.
Schmidt broke his stick. Are you kidding? And the Canadiens are now headed in his direction. As the power play is ending.
What the hell?
And Vanacek with an awesome save.
He covered the wrong dude.
We're really trying to
kill me.
Trying to have Vanacek rage quit on us. NHL and Aviation says, I need a Marchand goal tonight. He should save it for the Leafs game. Well, I guess the good news, Barkov is back out there, so I guess rumors of him being hurt were exaggerated, or he's just on a lot of good feeling stuff right now. Boquist with the puck, dumps in. Lundell centering, feeds, rolls all the way out. That's going to be icing, isn't it?
Yep.
That's what happens when you have Bjornfoot and Balinskis as a defensive pair.
Oh, it's not because that's not. Hey,
15-10 to go in the third. Metallic says, Jaws, how long before we do the thing?
We don't have to do the thing. We don't have to do the thing. We're winning. We're going to hold the lead. It's 2-1. What's this?
Just the face-off has to be done again. Did Goldie just say that the Blue Jackets are now winning 8-3?
I guess so. If they're up 5, yeah.
The two teams meet 24 hours from now. Lundell in the offensive zone, and that one.
If Mikkola slaps it in again come empty net time, he might get it in.
Around the league, sponsored by Ford. College hockey season winding down. Some big names signing.
So a couple of NCAA players signed. Ryan Leonard with Boston College, with the Capitals. Gabe Pearl with the Rangers. Jimmy Snuggerud with the Blues. Cade says, "Oh, for Frank's sake, Preds."
Boston University. Be there as well.
14:55 to go in the third.
Evan Rodriguez played.
He took the draw and he won it too.
Oh, we're gonna get an offensive zone penalty.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
It's gonna be a trip. Tough one to take. Montembeault goes to
Marchenko got a hat trick. Good for him.
Gallagher, snaps it ahead.
Okay, we get the touch. We're going back on the penalty kill with 14:36 to go in the third.
Now, this replay sponsored by your local Toyota dealers. A little mix-up here. You're going to see right off the draw, the Panthers win it. Now, who's got it? And then Nico Mikkola backed up. And there's Bennett.
Bennett's, bro, you can't trip the dude like that.
Now recover, Randy, because you got some Penn State people upset at me already. Yes, Penn State is also, you know, don't want to disrespect them.
So 14:36 to go in the third.
All right, here we go in the Montreal power play.
Line A with the puck.
Panthers came close
Hudson.
on advantage a few minutes ago to adding to the lead. Free puck,
Luosterainen trying to reach that puck. Now Lundell's turn.
and Hudson
Now Hudson controls.
Lane
Hudson.
Hudson. Tipped away.
Oh,
Good
good
job.
tip by Barkov.
For the one-time
No, excuse me, Luosterainen.
Barkov's not out there.
Suzuki
Not yet.
watched by Lundell. Lane Hudson, pressured by Forsling. Jones gets the takeaway.
Jones
job.
gets the clear, but the Canadiens will be passing back to themselves.
Lane Hudson so slick with that.
Lane Hudson with some moves.
Able to hold it in the zone. Line A pressured by Schmidt.
Schmidt pressures Line A.
Slavkovsky plays it off the boards. Line A up high. Slavkovsky through Suzuki.
All right, Schmidt might be able to reach this puck.
Towards it goes Hudson, hit by Reinhardt.
Reinhardt unable to get the clear. Now we get the clear.
Line A on the shoot-in. All the way through to Slavkovsky. Matheson now up high. Forsling trying to attack the puck.
Forsley tried to attack the puck carrier.
Look, good
Vanacek
save.
with another save. Caulfield couldn't handle it. And the Panthers get a break and a clear. 10 seconds left on the kill. Newhook tried to.
Oh, we did give it right back to him. Dang it. All right, it's killed. Here we go.
Luosterainen, can he
to
get
him?
it to Bennett?
No.
No. So he gets it deep in the zone instead, and Bennett is right there to try it. But the Canadiens now have the puck. Newhook. Shot deflected. Wow, what a lucky bounce for us. Samoskevich. Oh,
we got it to him.
oh my God!
damn
Bennett's
it.
had point blank range and the save was made by Monty.
Oh,
Shooting wide.
can we just clone
That's not
Samoskevich,
holding
please?
against. That's not holding the stick.
I didn't see it. If only our guys had as much energy as Samoskevich does.
TK says at least Bennett didn't pass.
It's a good point. No, it's a good save by Monty.
Bjorn Foots gets shoved into the boards.
He's okay.
He's okay. Marchand chips and chases. Marchand out there with Barkov and Reinhardt. Reinhardt destroys the dude. This suddenly turned into a playoff game.
Oh.
Barkov gets knocked down. Boquist gains the line, and then what a couple of saves by Monty.
This guy turns into Patrick Waugh against us every time now.
Bolts up 3-1 at the second intermission.
Visit California.com. Well, she's not the easiest person to please, right, Mama? She needs things to be.
I just woke up and noticed Kyle was alone. I didn't even realize you left the room, Kyle. I didn't even realize it.
Icy says, Earth to Jaws.
Yeah, I'm here.
Just chucking around says, no way Bjornfoot didn't just break his leg. Yeah, refs are working on their playoff form, swallowing the whistle, except for like the last couple minutes of the second period and the start of this third. I mean, that was Bennett had a beautiful chance there. Joe Kerr says, I'm pretty sure some of these would be called even in the playoffs. This is because of the Mikula feed.
Yeah.
There's no playing back or just playing safe. Both these teams going at it with physicality.
Kane's Dolphins says, Jaws, put your drink in a time capsule and send it to me, please. So tomorrow we play at Toronto, and we play Saturday at Ottawa, and Sunday at Detroit.
Yep.
And then finally we're home on Tuesday against the Leafs. Then another home game against Detroit. Yeah, Verhaeghe is now on the second line with Bennett and Rodriguez. Verhaeghe was battling with his opponent. Verhaeghe starting to take out his frustrations on the opposing team.
Yeah.
Let's see. Verhaeghe throws the body again. Verhaeghe's like, I got demoted to second line. Gotta be kidding me. Marchand has taken my spot. Henderson says that late season meeting between Tampa and Florida might just be for all the Atlantic marbles.
Yep.
Or it might be to see who gets home ice advantage in the Lightning, the Panthers playoffs. Reinhardt with another hit. Yeah, Marlins beat the Mets 4-2. Now, if the Marlins can beat the Mets multiple times, they will have my attention. Because the Mets are supposed to be the Mets are actually supposed to be good now. Olechka says the Panthers are kind of looking like the Panthers again. And isn't that something? It actually appears like we're showing up in a game where Sturm is out for the counts. Barkov was probably banged up. And we've had a couple of close calls with guys like Samo. Corey says, what do you think, Jaws? Marchand with Barkov.
I got no problem with him moving Marchand around, especially on a night like tonight. Oh. Yeah.
Monty gloves it with 8:12 to go in the third. More commercials.
I used to root for Monty to do well. Now, not so much anymore.
Spaceman says, I remember the Braves sweeping the Mets in 2023. So, yeah, the Lightning beating the Islanders 3-1. Blue Jackets beating the Preds 8-4. Sabres still somehow beating Ottawa 4-2. Now it's a 3-2 game. So the Capitals broke the tie. Capitals winning 3-2 against Boston. Kane Stolfan says the Marlins roster is full of nobodies, but we could surprise and be a Cinderella team. Although you could make the arguments that the Marlins having a surprise Cinderella run while they're having a payroll of $31 million, that could be detrimental to the league because it would encourage other teams to blow it up.
Yeah.
Like, do we really need to go through Moneyball 2.0? I'm pretty sure Bendix's goal as GM was just to blow it all sky high and then rebuild from whatever charred remains are left. Bolvar says it blew up in the Marlins face the last 2 times. It happens because you won by accidents twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moneyball Part 2.
All right, so now Sam Miskevich is up with Bennett and Verhaeghe.
Vanacek decides to pass the puck. Samo is so fast. Look at him go. Bennett will collect the puck and send it back behind the net, but the Canadiens now control. Wow, did they call that icing on Montreal?
Guess so.
Guess so. Yeah, they'll put the puck in center ice because that really doesn't seem like it was. Cade says, like us Panthers on that Cinderella run 2 years ago, then coming back and winning it all with a better record last year. Craziness in the good way.
Forsling pressures Slavkovsky. Finds Hudson, though.
Reinhardt lost his stick. Cannonball says, yo, what's up? Please, Habs, don't lose.
Oh, jeez.
Reinhardt with the puck. Barkov couldn't reach it, but Marchand can. Now Canadiens control possession. Hudson, Schmitz with the easy clear.
No.
Marchand could not reach that puck. 6.5 to go.
Another example of the Panthers just keeping the Canadiens in front of them.
Schmitz, the puck bounced on him, but we do get the clear. Boquist chooses to keep the puck on his stick as he enters the zone. Canada Ball says, wait, it's April Fools, so Habs will win if they lose. Please, NHL, do this on April Fools. Olechka says, another goal, please. For who? You have to be more specific.
Yeah.
Okay, we get the
Here
clear.
We oh, here we go.
Go, go, go. Oh,
God,
man.
Dang it.
Verhaeghe can't even
He
pass.
He can't even pass now.
No, ESPN, don't lag now.
Yeah, don't lag now.
Isles on the power play to start during the puck loved.
Hey, hey.
5:19 to go in the third. Yeah, Verhaeghe needs to go see someone. Cade says, come on, Mikkola, get that hat trick. Hello, Kansas City Chiefs fan from Launceston, Australia. JC says, did the Monstars zap his talents?
I mean, it is just unbearable. Hopefully, once a goal goes in, he will explode in positivity and be Verswaggy again.
Joker says maybe his helmet is on too tight and it's hurting his brain. No, I'm pretty sure that's what happens to Tua. It would explain why he can't perform against teams over 500 or in the cold, because he screws on the helmet too tight to avoid getting concussed. JC says, can't pass, horrible shot selection, bad pass choices. Daniel says, my buddy's wife is in labor right now and holding on for dear life because she doesn't want an April Fool's baby. Hope she can make it. God, having a birthday on April Fool's must suck.
Yeah.
Because, yes, it's your birthday, but that probably doesn't stop your family and especially your friends from pranking you.
Right.
Like, you must get the cake smushed in your face so many times. Reinhardt's on! Oh my God, are you kidding me? The puck was just right there in the corner of the blue paint. The puck pulled an April Fool's
Bob!
on Ryan. That is not Bob.
Yeah, well, you're right. Bobacek.
Metallic Coaster says, what do you think has genuinely happened to Swaggy? We joke, but what do you actually think it is?
No, I'm not joking. He got married. He's too happy now. He's too content. He lost his swag. He lost his swag.
Lundell blocks the passing attempt. Lundell shot goes wide. So,
all right, can we get this to where they got to empty the net?
We're trying. We actually are trying tonight.
Yes. I don't know how much gas we're going to have left for Toronto tomorrow.
We'll have Bob.
I mean, we've only allowed one goal. It's not like, we're going to have any body parts left.
Samoskevich tries to get to that. Lane
Watch
Hudson.
out, Bennett. You can't put your stick in his face.
Cade says, we'll be fine. Toronto sucks. Those were the famous.
Seems like an awful lot of work to do to get to face Ottawa in the first round. Shit.
What a block by Schmitz.
Schmidt. Beautiful.
Schmitz completely sacrifices the body. And then the Canadiens whiff on another shot. For Hagee Battles, that puck went out of play. Those were the famous last words of the Lightning 2 years ago. We'll be fine. Toronto sucks.
Yeah.
Right. That it just roll like 2 more feet to the left, and that puck is right there crossing the line. Tampa goes on the power play. 2:57 to go in the third. The Panthers lead shot attempts 20-5 in this period. This would seem like a prime time for, well,
so
let's see. Kate says Toronto only beat them because they were washed from 3 deep runs. Well, the hope is that the Panthers can make a 3rd deep run. So,
come on, guys.
Let's see. Vanacek. Hudson dumps the puck in for the Canadiens. Barkov on it. Barkov. Oh, he tried to send it towards. Now Reinhardt has it. The top line has been incredible. It's almost like they got rid of the dead weights.
Poor Verhaeghe.
See.
They still got Monty in the net. We won't let him out of the zone.
Well, I think that's the better strategy. Keep the puck there.
There he goes.
Yeah, Jones has been doing pretty good.
Ah!
What a deflection after.
Oh, boy, did we get lucky he didn't get it. If he had that timed out, that's in the net.
1 minute to go. And the Canadiens have emptied the nets. So, essentially PK time now for the Panthers.
Just get it out of the zone. 45 seconds left. Oh,
it's cleared. It will kill some clock.
They iced it.
Wow, the Canadiens
Yeah.
iced it.
We'll have to put Monty back in. 29.6 seconds left.
Canada Ball is screaming, no! Why, Habs, why did you have to do this? Well, there's still 29.6 seconds left. I'm not trusting the Panthers until there's zeros on the clock and we have more goals than them. Reinhardt takes a draw. We won. Barkov, Monty makes the save. Now
There
the
we
puck
go.
just
look,
keep it.
The puck's in the corner. Where have we seen that before? 15 seconds left. Oh
boy.
Shit.
Seth
Good job
Jones.
by Jones.
Oh, no!
No, my God!
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Face scored with 8.4 seconds to go. What the fuck? This was Reinhardt.
It just goes.
It went past Reinhardt. And Suzuki puts it in. This game is fucking tied. So, bad luck at the worst possible time. So, what should have been 2 points is now going to
We are going to
overtime.
Let me put Matthias on Twitter. Got to be kidding me.
Chris says we're going to win in overtime. No biggie.
Well, the regulation went thing. Let me scoot over so I can.
Daniel says Rhino should have
Hey,
let
you
it
go lift for me. You go lift for me.
Well,
Give me the ring.
you change the banner.
I'll change the banner. You go lift. I don't want to lift. Oh, shit.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
9 seconds. We couldn't hang on for another 9 seconds.
Unbelievable.
Well, Reinhardt just got exceptionally unlucky. He went to play the puck when he should have covered. He should have been covering Suzuki.
Right.
She's not the easiest person to please. Right, Mama?
She needs things to be just right.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, we do love
Okay. I guess this is what we're doing. Damn it. Oh, yeah. Now we got to go to Toronto all banged up. Oh, man.
All right.
Oh. And Jones just couldn't get it out. I mean, it just almost goes out. Ow, and then Reinhardt just blocked it right to Suzuki. Jeez, Reinhardt, just use your stick next time, bro.
So he's got assists on both goals. Each team gets a valuable point in this
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, Vandacek is not to blame there.
It's totally not on him. Either Reinhardt needs to get that with his stick or just let the goalie play the puck. Remember the other game? Jones went down right in front of the net and kicked it in. All right, let's get the 2 points this way now.
Overtime has started.
This is still a big point.
Caulfield. Yeah, this is a crazy game. Suzuki, Reinhardt.
What are you doing?
Reinhardt's.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck's sake. I hate this goddamn Canadiens team.
What the fuck?
Well, Reinhardt just forgot how to defend the fucking puck.
Well, let's see what happens.
Look at this. Reinhardt.
That's on Vanacek not getting over early, quick enough.
So that
He's
one.
got to see that that's happening.
Yeah.
That's on Vanacek. He waits way too long to get over. He just waits way too long to get over.
Well, good thing Bob will be in that tomorrow night. Jameson says Tabernuck. So the Panthers lose in overtime because they just completely forget they forgot hockey fundamentals in the last 9 seconds. I hate the fucking Canadiens.
At least it's not the playoffs.
Yeah. I do not want to play these fuckers at any point.
I guess I'm not the easiest person to please. I like things just right. That's why I love restaurants.
One of the toilets must be running.
Yeah. How quickly into overtime did they score? I'm hoping the Capitals destroy these fuckers. The Canadiens. They are so goddamn annoying. And of course, Reinhardt chose with 9 seconds left in the game to try and block a shot instead of letting Vanacek make the save. And Reinhardt deflected that puck right to Suzuki, and that tied the game. And then Vanacek is the one to blame in overtime.
Who got the overtime goal?
Who got the overtime goal? Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Suzuki. So he not only scored the game to tie the goal to tie it, he also scored the overtime goal. Fucking lovely. God, I hope Columbus gets that second wild card spot. Hello, Rick. Henderson says, guys, don't panic. It was a bad game. They're not playing their best, but if it's Tampa, Florida, in 2 weeks, they'll be up for it. I'm not looking past the team even a little bit, just my 2 cents. Chili Willie says they need to bench Rhino and Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe, I agree with. Rhino suffered one bad case of bad luck tonight. Daniel says Reinhardt with a rough last couple of minutes. Dodonis says Rhino can't screen the goalie there. Rhino can't screen the goalie there and also can't get lost on D there. Yeah, this was a knucklehead game by us. Reinhardt just suffered a complete breakdown in those last 40 or so seconds between the end of the third and overtime. And of course, Vanacek not being able to reach either of those pucks, not being able to reach across the net. The Canadiens found out Vanacek's one weakness is he cannot move across the net fast enough. Yeah, our depth players need to actually score. Can't be Samo and Bennett all the damn time. Lil J says Vanny can't make a big save to save his life. Merck fan says, of course this has to happen on my 37th birthday. Yeah, we're streaming tomorrow. Jacob says the only thing that sucks is that's twice Rhino let a goal, game-winning goal or game-tying goal redeflect off his body this season. Yeah, I'm done with Montreal. I can't stand losing to this goddamn team and their stupid former Panthers goalie. Nick Suzuki, of course, had just 2 shots on goal, and those were the game-tying and game-winning goals. Let's see. Yeah, I don't understand. Was Reinhardt... I don't understand why... Chili Willie says, I don't understand why Reinhardt was in front of Vanacek and leaves his man open. ARSB, thank you for the 7. Thank you for the 7, buddy. Thank you for the 7. We now have the same record in the last 10 as the Ducks, 4-5-1, and they're literally facing elimination tonight. Hey, Kansas City Chiefs fan, thank you for the 2. I think tomorrow's game is starting at 7:30, so that's 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So that's when we'd be streaming. Jacob says this is probably the lowest point of the season, on par with when we got 1 goal in 3 to 4 consecutive games earlier in the year. Jacob says, besides, Panthers rely way too much on holding 1 goal leads. It's getting ridiculous. Like, will it truly make Maurice, that man, to have a good goal, 2-goal cushion? Nick says, to be honest, the Cats were doing this meh around this time exactly almost last year. Remember, guys? Everyone was saying the Cats looked soft that time. Am I remembering it right? Yes, you are. You are remembering that correct, Nick. And last year, that was with a pretty much completely healthy team and not with Kachuk and Kulikov and Ekblad all out for one reason or the other. The Panthers are doing about the same as they were doing at this time of year last year, and the Panthers last year were much healthier. Mason says it's going to be okay, folks. God, I do not want to play the Canadiens anymore this season. They can go fly off somewhere. Dominic says losing games like this is annoying for how good we are. Basically, we should be playoff ready with Cooley and Ekblad. Patrick O'Neill says, I miss Chucky. Where is Barkov? He needs to step up his offensive production. Boulevard says, Washington's about to get stunned by Montreal, aren't they? I'm still rooting for Columbus to get that last spot. Oh, in other news, Capitals hang on to beat the Bruins 4-3. Sabres beat the Sens 5-2. Blue Jackets destroy Nashville 8-4. And currently, the Lightning have a 3-1 lead on the Islanders. And Utah has a 1-0 lead over Calgary at the end of the first. Jacob says, don't expect new guys like Marchand and Seth Jones to do anything scoring-wise. Yeah, Reinhardt had a brain fart at the end of the game. Lil J says, I don't blame Rhino at all, but he should have let Vanny deal with it either way. I don't think Vanacek looks alert enough in nets. Jacob says Tampa's going to beat the Islanders, so it looks like we're going to have to sell for third place at this rate. Jacob says it's like someone took air out of the Panthers' tires between all these injuries and their current play. Yeah, Vanacek, he was doing great in this game until overtime. Yes, we have to play the Leafs tomorrow. And that is probably the game the Panthers are going to win 5-2. Because that's how the Panthers have to make a statement somehow after this was horrendous. Joe Kerr says, gassed from the cup runs and trying to cover for the injuries, but damn, you can't collapse like that. Dolphin Wizard says they have choked away a lot of games this year. Tampa's winning 4-1 now. Seabass says, I really don't like seeing Verhaeghe and Erod on the same line with Bennett. Well, that's just a consequence of Verhaeghe just being an active detriment to Barkov and Reinhardt on that top line. Chili Willie says the whole team just can't score. Jacob says, I also feel bad for Samo. Imagine working your tail off each game just for your teammates to just blunder it away in 40 seconds. Hodelvork says the Panthers are another team entirely in the playoffs, especially with Tkachuk. You better hope you're right, because this game, the ending of this game fucking sucks. I never want to play against these bastards in this calendar year again until it's next season. So maybe this will wake the Panthers the fuck up. Being embarrassed like this and getting swept in the regular season by the Habs. Maybe this will be what turns on the switch for the Panthers. Reinhardt has to not suffer an aneurysm in the final seconds of the game. And, Vanacek will not be an issue for the majority of games. So there's that.
Sorry, honey, it's a work thing. Mine's also a work thing. I just need someone to cover my shift.
So is mine. As long as your business vehicle is not covered with Progressive. Protected 24/7. Just like your home.
Yeah, I'm sure the Canadiens were laughing. They know every time they play us, they get a free 2 points. Yeah. The good news is that the Bruins also, I believe the Bruins also swept us in the regular season last year. And you saw how that turned out. So, regular season and playoffs, I still believe are entirely different things.
Well,
what a choke.
My day has been spectacular. How's yours?
Is there any update on Sturm? Hopefully not out as long as Kulikov and Tkachuk.
Right? Yeah, it's getting ugly now.
God damn it. I just wanted to see us beat this fucking team. Maybe we can get the last laugh and sweep these guys in the playoffs.
Well,
I still say the Blue Jackets should be the one who get into that last wildcard spot. They deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, we gave them that game. Gave him that game. All right. Forsling calling it a lucky bounce. How about let the goalie play the position there, Reinhardt? Damn it.
Yeah, it's tough. That one, it's no fun losing like that. But like I said, we got game tomorrow, so just gotta reload it.
All right. Thank you all for joining us. Sorry about the lousy results. I'll be live tomorrow for your therapy session at noon. I need my own therapy session, so it should be a doozy tomorrow. And then we got Toronto tomorrow night on with I don't know how many bodies are left, but all right, everybody, enjoy what's left of your night. Mañana at noon.
Good night, everyone.